Hello everyone, this is Rumi and welcome to my page Artilicious. Now my page is all about cakes, desserts and everything that I make as my orders or sometimes just for people who want to learn. So this recipe that I'm sharing on YouTube, this is going to be my first ever full length video. And I came up with this recipe because this is a Eid week and at my small business where I usually make Eid desserts, I was unable to make any dessert for this Eid or sell my customers. So I thought to sharing this recipe with people who want to make anything new at home, like different type of desserts, because we always make something very traditional at Eid or any festivals. So I thought just to add a little bit of twist to it. Now, what is this twist going to be? So you will watch this video and you will know, but I will give you a small little description about it. It's going to be a fusion dessert because I'm from India living in America and I've been making cakes over 8 years now. And this recipe inspired me by after living in America, because here I'm in a community with different people. And I thought, why not just fuse our Indian flavors with little bit of Middle Eastern flavors. So here is this recipe, a little bit of fusion dessert. So keep watching. I forgot to tell you the name of the recipe, and I'm talking so much about everything else. So this recipe name is Gulab Jamun Kunafa dessert cups. As you can see, I am just shredding some kunafa katafi, whatever it's called. Basically, this is going to have layers of ladyfinger dipped in milk and then custard, cream cheese, and kunafa. That's basically it. Okay, so starting off, we are making the kunafa. We are roasting it into a butter. The recipe, the measurements, you will get either on the description box or you will see it on the screen. Now, we are going to roast it nicely and let it become brown, as you can see here, and then add some crushed pistachio and store in an airtight container. Now, most of the stuffings that we are adding, we have to make one day prior, so that way we save a lot of time. Now, the next thing that we are making is custard. If you already know how to make a custard and you make it, you can go ahead, do the same way. You don't have to follow this. I did not have custard, so I'm making it from scratch. Now, I added 1 cup of whole milk, some saffron, and the slurry of cornstarch. And then just mixed it together, and you can see it's just started to form a custard, like it thickens up. Now cool it and then keep it in an airtight container and just keep it in your fridge, store it, and use it next day when you will assemble the cups, right? So here you can add vanilla extract or you can go ahead and add cardamom powder as well. Next, we are making the milk to dip our lady fingers. Okay, and then we are adding some sugar to it. Now, sugar varies on your taste, how much sweetness you want. Here, I've added 2 teaspoons for half cup of milk, but you can add depending on your taste. Also, some saffron and some cardamom powder to give that Indian flavor, and then keep it aside. Next, we are making the cream cheese frosting. Now we are taking cream cheese and then adding some powdered sugar into it and then whipping it up. Again, sugar I would suggest according to how sweet you want. I've added 2 tablespoons. You can add 3 or 4 as well. Okay, and then we will whip it together nicely. At this point, sometimes you people recommend adding a little bit vanilla extract to cream cheese, but since we are making a Indian fusion dessert, so we can add cardamom powder or saffron as well. Since my flavor for the saffron was already strong, I did not add here, but you can go ahead and add it here as well. Next is our custard. We are taking the custard. So cream cheese we kept aside after whipping. Now we are whipping the custard and then adding a little bit of whipped heavy cream. So we will take the heavy cream, add some sugar, whip it, keep it aside, and then add it into our custard. Okay, so it gives you a lighter taste in the custard, and then keep it aside again. Now we'll start assembling. Now one thing I realized after making this, okay, before that, you can see the ladyfingers. I've chopped them into small pieces. They come in the long form. Dip it into the milk and just start assembling it. Now here it's not necessary to use ladyfingers, but you can use cake as well. So you can take some cake, make it into pieces and pour the milk into it and then just start assembling. Now gulab jamun, I am using it in this way just to make it look a little fancy, but if you don't want to add something like this, you can chop it and add it in the custard or layer it inside the custard, anything, however you want, you can just layer it. Now you can see that I'm piping the custard here, and then I'll pipe the cream cheese. I was telling earlier that I realized that I should have taken little deeper bowl or container so that I can add more filling. So you can do that, but I did not realize it. But when I was stacking it, I realized it. Now last we are adding the roasted kunafa, lots and lots of it, with some crushed pistachio, and then we will top it with a little bit of dried rose petals to give it that good taste, and overall it looks really pretty. So that's pretty much it, and you can store it into your fridge for 2 to 3 hours and then serve it, chill and enjoy. Okay, I'm back after making the recipe. It was so exciting because when you make a recipe that is for people who want to learn, people who want to make anything new at home for their family, friends, or even selling purpose, it always makes me feel really happy. Now this recipe, I hope you watched it, and if you have come to this part, it means you have watched it. I'm not having any fancy kitchen. I don't have any fancy utensils like other YouTubers. But I just thought if I keep thinking about it, then I will not make any videos, right? So here I am with my first ever full YouTube recipe. And let's give it a shot. Let's try it because you have seen how I made it. And now let's try this recipe. So I am just going to take a bite out of it. Now let's come up and take a bite. It looks delicious, right? Okay. It's a very big bite for me, but I will definitely take a smaller bite. Okay, let's try this. When I take the bite, I get the feeling of the, obviously because I've added gulab jamun, so I can feel the gulab jamun, I can feel the custard, and I also feel the crunchy kunafa here. I will take one more bite. This is more like a kunafa and the cream. The thing I like about this dessert is that the first bite is obviously with the gulab jamun, so it's giving you that Indian flavor. And as I'm taking the bite, it's giving me the kunafa and cream filling, like how we eat the kunafa with the cream. I also recommend if you want to add a little sugar syrup on top, you can add that. And I think that will give a more authentic version, but it's amazing. It's very different because every bite, like one bite is giving you gulab jamun, one bite is giving you that creamy, custardy flavor with the katefi or kunafa, pistachio. So it's a blend of flavors, and it's really good because I am a dessert person. I love desserts. Like after meals, I have to eat desserts. Like I'm like that kind of a girl. So for me, it's a 10 on 10 because this is something that I personally love it, and it's a little different, but at the same time, it's giving you that authentic, but like it's giving you your flavor. So I loved it. I will give it 10 on 10. Obviously, I made it, so obviously I'm going to give it 10 on 10. But do try this recipe and let me know because um, it just came up to my mind because I was trying to make something to sell online for Eid boxes, and because I was not able to do that, I came up with this recipe. Obviously, I researched a lot on different platforms, and then I thought, okay, fine, enough of searching for some recipe. And then finally I thought, okay, let's just combine whatever I searched and make a recipe. So this is something that I searched everywhere, and then I fused it and I made one recipe and gave you all. So yeah, this is really nice, and I think when your friends, family come over, they will love it. If they love desserts, they're gonna love this. Yeah, enough of talking now. You guys go and make this recipe and enjoy. Just see this. Look at this. And then we will take a